Well, guys, I didn't expect to do another video today. The last one kind of went like gangbusters. Hi, everybody who checked it out. Assuming you catch this one as well. The drama continues. I just checked The Verge again, and apparently, yeah, Epic Games is suing Apple. Developer and publisher Epic Games filed a lawsuit against Apple following the removal of the iOS version of its battle royale game Fortnite from the App Store earlier today. The legal complaint filed with the U.S. District Court from the Northern District of California seeks to establish that Apple's App Store is a monopoly. And a civil suit is seeking injunctive relief to allow fair competition in the mobile app distribution. Epic effectively provoked Apple's removal of Fortnite today when it implemented its own payment system, which you guys probably already saw the video on. In the iOS version of the Battle Royale hit, an apparent violation of the App Store guidelines, which is true. It's a violation of TOS. Epic brings this suit against Apple as an unfair and anti-competitive action that Apple undertakes to unlawfully maintain its monopoly in two distinct multi-billion-dollar markets, the iOS app distribution market and the iOS in-app payment processing market, each defined below. So, Epic is seeking monetary compensation from the court for injuries it has suffered. It's not seeking. I am sorry. I misspoke. Not seeking monetary compensation and the injuries it suffered, nor is it seeking a favorable treatment for itself, a single company. Instead, Epic is seeking injunctive relief to allow fair competition in these two key markets to directly affect hundreds of millions of consumers and tens of thousands, if not more, third-party app developers. This is interesting because you would think Apple would be going to try to get the money back for themselves, but they're making money hand over fist with Fortnite. Don't make any bones about that. There's people that spend $1,000 or more a month, sometimes in a week, on in-app purchases just for Fortnite. We're not counting the Epic Store or anything else. But this is fairly significant that they're not even asking to get money back. They just want to take a stab at Apple. So they deliberately, it appears, to have poked the bear in order to be able to file this lawsuit. So this seems like it was planned from the beginning. Like they did this knowing they were going to throw down the gauntlet and knowing that Apple would pull them. So they go on to say that Epic is alleging that Apple has a monopoly from the iPhone and the iOS ecosystem. Of course they do. It's theirs. The App Store that binds them together, and that Apple places unreasonable restrictions on the distribution of iOS apps. Again, the only way to get software onto the iPhone and the iPad complaint is also alleging Apple places unreasonable restrictions on payment processing within the iOS apps. You have to go through their payment structure. That's a requirement. Epic doesn't take issue with the fact that Apple requires developers to use its App Store. Rather, the game studio thinks it's unfair Apple requires you to use its payment methods, which thereby gives Apple 30% of all in-app revenue on the digital goods that make up the entirety of Fortnite's business model. Also very true. Apple is able to unlawfully condition access to the App Store on developers in the use of a second product, the in-app purchase, for the in-app sales content, the complaint reads. Though the developer agreement unlawful policies, Apple expressly conditions the use of its App Store and the use of its in-app purchase to the exclusion of alternative solutions per se unlawful tying arrangement. Basically, they're not giving anybody the option to use any other method of being able to get paid for anything that's on the App Store other than them, making it the only way to get paid for anything that's on the App Store, period. That's their big complaint. So we're going to keep an eye on this because basically they're citing the Antitrust Act of 1890 to basically, and they go into a bunch of legalese here. Basically, it's an antitrust, prohibiting price fixing, trade restraint agreements, and violating unfair competition laws. Epic is able to make the pricing argument because they specifically lowered prices on its in-game Fortnite currency when it implemented its own payment processing system. This was so methodically planned, you guys. This was totally planned and planned out. They legit completely planned this. There's no way around it. They wanted to do this to call Apple on it so they could file this lawsuit because they were getting pissed that there's no way for them to get paid for any microtransactions in their game other than through the Apple Pay methods. So, this is going to be entertaining for a couple of days at least. Hopefully you guys will stick with me with it. If there's anything else that comes on this, I'll try to get it out as well. But this seems like this was very much planned on their part entirely to get them in court and to try to expose this and to try to get this changed, because they've been really big since they opened their Epic Store on trying to change the methodology and the thought process behind how games are monetized in a digital manner. They were unhappy with the 30% on Steam, so they made the Epic Store. They're unhappy with the 30% on the Apple Store, so they added in an in-payment method on it to basically bypass it and see what Apple would do. And I think they were hoping they would pull it so they could pull them into court. So this should be entertaining, guys. We're going to see how this turns out. I'm going to go ahead and get this one out real quick so you guys can see it. Hopefully I'll see you guys again in the next one. Until then, I'll see you next time.